Right then guys, how's it going and welcome back to your football predictions, the series where you guys go up against me to see who can get the most correct scores from the upcoming weekend of football. Now those were my predictions last weekend. I got a correct score. You can all be happy for me. Newcastle Wolves 1-1. Having said that, I was a little bit disappointed after Newcastle went 1-0 up and then sat and did nothing for a full second half, and then Wolves got the equaliser. Apart from that, I was right that Liverpool would beat Spurs. I just got the wrong scoreline. So, one correct score. It's better than last week. It's better than most weeks, to be fair. Thank you, as always, for everyone who got involved. There was quite a few people who also got one correct score like me, but this week's winners, there's 3 of them. They all got 2 correct scores. They are Jay, Anthony, and Manish. So well done to all 3 of these guys. I put all 3 of their YouTube links down in the description, and I have subscribed to them as well. So make sure to check them out. And remember, if you want to be shouted out in next week's prediction video, to get your predictions down in the comments below for this weekend's upcoming games. I'm just thinking the next video, will that be in 2 weeks' time because it's international break? I'm not sure. I'll have to double check. But yeah, predictions down in the comments below. As always, I've picked 4 games and we'll go through them now. Starting off on the Saturday, first game of the weekend, 12:30 kickoff. We have got Bournemouth taking on Manchester United. Bournemouth currently sitting in 9th place, Man U currently sitting in 7th place, and they are both actually on the same amount of points right now. So both teams have had very similar starts to the season. Bournemouth in their last 5 games, won 1, lost 1, drawn 3. Most recently they drew against Watford 0-0 at the weekend. The weekend before that, they drew 0-0 with Norwich as well, which I think Bournemouth will probably be kicking themselves a little bit, because I think they are sitting in a very decent position in the league so far. They are actually only 3 points off 5th place. And you know, I would say that's pretty good going so far. But the fact that they drew against bottom of the league last week, and they drew against second bottom of the league the week before, those are 2 games I think they really should have been picking up some points in. And now they will have a tough game against Manchester United this weekend. I know Man U haven't had the best of form of late either. In their last 5 games, they have won 1, drawn 2, and lost 2. But unlike Bournemouth, Manchester United beat Norwich at the weekend gone. And then last night in the League Cup went ahead and beat Chelsea. So, fair enough. They haven't had the greatest of form. They're probably not overly happy with where they are in the league right now. But they've hit a little bit of form in the last 2 games. 2 wins this week. Hoping to make it a 3rd at the weekend. So, in terms of a prediction, you know what? I like Bournemouth. I think a lot of people do like Bournemouth. I think they've got the home advantage this weekend. I think what Eddie Howe has done there, I think for like a neutral in this game, I don't support either of these 2 teams. You know, I'd like to see Bournemouth pull out a win. They've got the players, they've got a very talented squad, but I do think with Man U potentially putting a bit of form together with the last 2 wins, I am going to back Man U 2-1. I went for Norwich Man U draw at the weekend because I thought Norwich may do something on their home turf, but they weren't able to, and I think it'll be a similar case this weekend. But let me know what you think down below. Next up again on the Saturday, but a 3 o'clock kickoff, we have gone for West Ham taking on my team, Newcastle United. West Ham are currently sitting in 10th place. They are actually on the same amount of points as Bournemouth and Man United as well. So again, the league is very tight at the moment. In their last 5 Premier League games, they have won 1, drawn 2, and lost 2. Most recently drawing against Sheffield United 1-1 the weekend gone, which might be slightly disappointed in because it is a promoted side. Those are the teams you will want to try and beat this season. But saying that, Sheffield United were very unlucky not to get points against Liverpool. They beat Arsenal, so they are looking pretty good this season. So, yeah. West Ham now at home taking on a struggling Newcastle United side. I think they will definitely want to pick up 3 points in this one. And then, as I say, Newcastle United currently sitting in 17th place, just out of the relegation zone. We actually popped out of the relegation zone before we actually played our game on Sunday at the weekend because of how many goals Southampton lost against Leicester. The goal difference actually moved us out. And then our draw against Wolves has put us the point clear from the relegation zone. I did do a video which is on the channel yesterday, which lasts about 20 minutes. So if you want to hear loads about Newcastle United, then make sure and check out my video from yesterday. But just as a quick sum up for this video, we beat Man U. Everyone was very happy. We lost against Chelsea, although maybe a draw might have been a fairer result. I thought we did all right that game, but we didn't score the goal, they did. And then Wolves, literally at the weekend, I don't think I've seen a game of two halves quite like it. I thought we were really good in the first half, and then second half just literally, we may as well have just had a lie down in the second half. Because no one did anything. And Wolves conceded. Sean Longstaff's got sent off, so he won't be available for the West Ham game. In terms of a prediction, I'll be honest and say I am really not optimistic for this one. I went to watch us play West Ham 2 years ago when we won. I went to watch us play West Ham last year when we lost. Does that mean it'll be a draw this time? I don't know. And I'm tempted to say that I would probably take a draw because of how bad we've been. But we need to get some points somewhere very quickly. Having said that, that's exactly what I've gone for. I've gone 1-1. So that's what I predicted against Wolves. A draw against West Ham away, I don't think is a poor result for us right now. But the problem is we need to start picking up 3 points, because if we just keep drawing games, it's not going to be enough. So, fingers crossed the lads can get something done on Saturday. Next up, moving on to the Sunday 2 o'clock kickoff, and two teams who are doing very well so far this season. We have got Crystal Palace taking on Leicester. Crystal Palace currently sitting in 6th place, Leicester sitting in 3rd place. And I mean, both teams would happily take those positions come the end of the season, I've no doubt. Both well and truly putting in a very good start to the season. Crystal Palace, in their last 5 Premier League games, they have won 2, drawn 2 and lost 1. Most recently was their draw against Arsenal 2-2 at the weekend. And if you look at how Crystal Palace have done so far this season, effectively what I mentioned that Bournemouth haven't been able to do is that Crystal Palace have basically been beating the teams that are lower than them in the league. You know, they've been beating the teams who are below them, and they've been putting in very solid efforts against the teams that are ahead of them, such as Arsenal. Very good 2-2 draw. As for Leicester, their form is pretty outstanding. Last 5 Premier League games, won 4, lost 1. The loss was against Liverpool, so we are not going to judge them for that. Leicester are currently on joint points, 20 points, with Chelsea, who are in 4th. They are just 2 points behind Man City, who are in 2nd. They are 8 points away from Liverpool, who are in 1st. So very tight 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Liverpool have shot off a little bit, and then they are 4 points ahead of 5th place and 5 points ahead of Crystal Palace, who they are playing this weekend. So, as I've just said, I think Leicester do have the better form out of the two, but I think Crystal Palace have obviously done very well to be sitting where they are so far this season. They do have the home advantage, but in terms of a prediction, I just think Leicester have looked very good. 9 goals against Southampton. I'm going to have to put my money on them this weekend. I'm going to go 2-0 Crystal Palace are at home. I could see them grabbing a goal, but I think in terms of shooting power, Leicester have got it over Crystal Palace. So if it was going to be a shoot-off, that's the team I think who would get more goals. So 2-0. Next up on the Sunday, moving on from two teams who have done fantastically well so far this season, onto two teams who I think will both be disappointed at how their season has gone so far. Sunday, 4:30, we have got Everton taking on Spurs. Everton currently sitting in 16th place in the Premier League. Spurs sitting in 11th. There's only 2 points difference between the two. So again, 16th and 11th, only 2 points difference. It's very tight in the league, as I keep saying, which makes it very interesting. But Everton sitting in 16th place after 10 games. I mean, they must not be happy about that. And I do know that there's a lot of questions going on at Spurs right now. I mean, I think we saw a glimpse of Dele Alli looking not too bad in a game not too long ago. But for him, Harry Kane, not quite hitting the highs. And there's lots of questions being asked about Pochettino. I think Pochettino is a very, very good manager. I don't think he's necessarily been backed in the way that he should have been. But in terms of their season so far, it has been disappointing. What the answer is, I'm not qualified to tell you the answer. I have no idea. But Everton so far this season, last 5 Premier League games, they have lost 4 and won just 1. The games that they have lost: Sheffield United, Burnley, yes, they lost against Man City, but they also lost against Brighton. Now, those 4 teams, big up for beating Everton, and no disrespect whatsoever, but at the start of the season, you would have had Sheffield United, Burnley and Brighton down really as being relegation candidates. And they've all gone and beaten Everton. So what does that make them? I mean, they have too much quality in their squad to be a relegation candidate. However, if they don't start picking up points, that is where they are right now. The game that they won was against West Ham, so that is a good win. But this weekend against Spurs, I mean, Spurs, in their last 5 games, they have won 1, drawn 1, and lost 3. The 3 games that they have lost, one was against Leicester, which, again, I think they will be very disappointed at, because in terms of league positioning, Leicester are probably sitting exactly where Spurs thought they should or would be sitting right around now. Again, they lost to Brighton as well. Brighton are going around beating everyone. And they also lost to Liverpool, which obviously at the weekend that I mentioned already. And again, Spurs want to be taking that step forward. Champions League final, last season, very solid effort, and then for whatever reason this year things just haven't gone to plan. In terms of a prediction, I have bottled it a little bit and just gone out there and put a flat 2-2. Hopefully some goals, hopefully some entertainment, but as I say, both teams who are down on their luck right now, both teams desperate for some rejuvenation in this Premier League season. Who's going to get it? Who knows? You guys let me know who you think's going to win that one down below. And that is it, guys. So as always, those are all of my predictions up there. Be sure to let me know your predictions down in the comments below. I will go through everyone's comment before the first game kicks off, which is on Saturday at 12:30. So around 12:15 this Saturday, I will make a note of everyone's predictions, and then, as I say, next week I will shout out the winner. But yeah, have a great weekend. Fingers crossed your team wins at the weekend. And as always, if you have enjoyed the video, drop a like. And if you want to see more prediction videos, be sure to subscribe as well. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll catch you later.